Hello.
Hi. My goodness. It's a new
We're
year and
on.
it's the
Yes.
same us. I'm glad I wasn't like fixing my hair or anything embarrassing. Well, hello. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It's 2025. This is the first reference roundtable episode of 2025. So we thought we would all be together today. Myself, Michael, Sarah, and then usually Lacey's here. As you can see, it's just myself, Michael, and Sarah today. But we have a way to kind of keep Lacey here in this episode in spirit. So you'll see what that is in a moment. But what our episode is today is we're going to talk all about some of the best books that came out in the last year. So in 2024, these are 2024 releases we're looking at today. So this box is full right here, and this bag's part of it too. Where did we get all these books? Well, we looked at books that appeared on 9 or more of the year-end best of lists that are published by things like the New York Times, et cetera, et cetera. And then we also looked at the staff favorites here at the Sioux City Public Library every year. We asked the staff what their favorite books they read in that year were, and so we pulled some from that list as well. So it's kind of a smorgasbord of all kinds of good stuff from 2024. And we're going to look through it together just like we would on an unboxing episode. And to keep Lacey in the conversation, we're going to sort them into books we think that Lacey would like and books that we think Lacey would not like. So that's where our piles will end up today. We've never really organized our piles after we look at them before, so we'll see if I even remember. But here, you can kind of see them on our overhead, but not really. Lacey would like this, green. Lacey would not like this. So we'll have to decide that for each of these books and see how well we know Lacey. And maybe when she's back, we'll ask her if we got it right. So before we get into the box, I just wanted to show this off. So this actually is the book that appeared on the most best of lists for 2024. It was on 33 year-end lists, I believe. It's also the Barnes & Noble Book of the Year for 2024. And it is James by Percival Everett, which we've actually talked about on Reference Roundtable before because
Dagna wants to know if we have stats on what books checked out the most.
we do. I don't know how updated they are. It was The Women by Kristen Hanna was the number one for fiction, if I'm remembering correctly. And then Teachers by Alexandra Robbins, which we read in book club, was the most checked out nonfiction one. Yeah, we can run those stats. I haven't done them since we've been back today to see what it was for the entire year, but I should do that.
Yeah,
And we'll
that'd be
take a
good.
look. But yes, we can measure that. This one, I'm sure, will be on that list even before it got all this acclaim. It was one of our summer reading books of the last year. So if you participated in 2024 adult summer reading, you probably saw this one. It's James by Percival Everett. It's a retelling of Huckleberry Finn. I read it. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And it's kind of like the must-read book of 2024. So all of the single copies of it are checked out right now. So I went ahead and grabbed our book club kit that we have for James. So this includes 6 copies of the book, and you can check it out, I believe, for 6 weeks and have your very own book club with the number one book of 2024, which is James. And I'm not going to keep this one on the table since it's pretty big, but I do think Lacey would like James. I think so.
I think she'd read it.
Has that English
I don't
major
know.
vibe.
Yeah. That one surprised me. I haven't read it, and I don't honestly, I know the story of Huckleberry Finn, but I didn't know if I needed to like reread that.
That's how I felt
To
too. I
understand,
was like,
or to like get more into it.
I was kind of like, what more into it is there even?
I suppose. Yeah.
I would say, like, having read it, it's not a book I would pick up because I liked Huckleberry Finn. I would say you read this book because the author is really whip smart and satirical.
Okay.
So it's kind of the one you read for the author, even though it's based off of a really well-known story. That's my opinion, at least. So that was the biggest book of 2024. Let's see what else was popular. You want to go first since I was talking about that?
Sure. I'll just grab it. Here. We've got Somehow, Thoughts on Love by Anne Lamott. I think I've read an Anne Lamott before. And this one, it is a nonfiction book. It's in like our literature poetry section. So it just says a transformative exploration of love. So this looks like something I would pick. I like how the text is in blue too. Which makes it
Yeah.
really cool.
I was wondering if my eyes were playing tricks on me, but it is blue. I wonder what you have to
Yeah.
negotiate to get them to print your book in blue
Right?
text. I thought it was
so,
going to be poetry when you
just
picked it up.
Lamont explores the power of love in our lives, how it surprises us, forces us to confront uncomfortable truths, reminds us of our humanity, and guides us forward. So, sounds it's a small book.
It
so I think
is.
it's like a nice, easy read.
Do you think Lacey would like it? Neither do I. So this is our first going into the Lacey would not like this.
You want to show them the cover?
Oh yeah, we can look at the cover a little closer. Here's that. Thoughts on love, and I'm noticing now that I'm looking at this on the screen, it's a heart-shaped cloud, but realistically heart-shaped, like a straightforward.
Cool. Was that on a list or was that a pick?
Staff pick, I believe.
Okay, cool.
This one I know was on a lot of the lists, and we have the Spanish language version with us here today because all of the English language editions are currently checked out, so proof that it's popular. And it's Sally Rooney's 2024 release Intermezzo, and I know there's a lot of people who really enjoy Sally Rooney. She has a kind of a big following, especially among millennials. I always hear her called like the voice of the millennial generation in literature. This book, I've read 1,000 synopses of it, and I still couldn't really tell you what it's about, let alone if I read it in Spanish.
She's Irish?
She's Irish.
Okay.
But I think this might be set in Italy. I don't know. I could be making things up. If you've read Intermezzo.
No, I feel like it's set in Ireland. Because I remember we unboxed it in a new book.
We did.
Episode. And some.
It has the chest.
One of our viewers told us that they had just been getting into
I usually really like Irish novels. I should dive into Sally Rooney. I haven't read any of her stuff. Well, let us know if you enjoyed Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. Do you think Lacey would like this?
Maybe.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it goes in the Lacey would like this. All right.
Okay. This one is The Ministry of Time by Cursive
Kellyanne.
Bradley. Interesting name. So, and it's a science fiction. That's interesting. An ingeniously imagined, hilarious romp through time, space, and the human heart that announces an exhilarating new voice in contemporary fiction. Interesting. Boy meets a girl, the past meets the future, a fear meets a trigger, the beginning meets. Sounds kind of intriguing. It'd be one of those science fiction books that I might, because it doesn't sound super science fiction.
Yeah, it doesn't. What is the science fiction-y element?
The time travel.
Hold on. Is this the same expedition to the Arctic that Lacey had us read about?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it mentions some Sir John Franklin doomed 1845 expedition to the Arctic. Based on that alone, I'm going to put it in the Lacey would like this column, since she did have us read that whole book about Arctic exploration. She might. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Oh, I know this author. Wandering Stars was his 2024 release, and it's Tommy Orange, who is probably most known for There. Wandering Stars is the eagerly awaited follow-up to that book. And it takes place in Colorado in 1864. Starr, a young survivor of the Sand Creek Massacre, is brought to the Fort Marion prison castle, where he is forced to learn English and practice Christianity by Richard Henry Pratt, an evangelical prison guard who will go on to found the Carlisle Indian Industrial School. So dealing with like the Scoop generation and Indian boarding schools and that kind of cultural genocide. So heavy stuff, but a topic that we've talked about a little bit on a few different reference roundtable episodes.
Yeah.
Tommy Orange is also just a really great author. I think Lacey would definitely like this.
Yeah. Okay. Choose this one because this has been on my to-be read list for a while. Grief is for People by Sloane Crossley. And I read another book of Sloane Crossley's. It was like Told There'd Be Cake or something like that. And it was like a humorous, like kind of short stories, but memoir-ish. So, and it was really good. So I feel like this is a completely different angle.
It is, now that you mentioned that one.
But I thought it would be interesting to read. So yeah, how do we live without the ones we love is the question it asks. It's about loss and grieving, and so I don't know. It's one of those books you have to be in the right mood for.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely. You're kind of dressed to match it, purple and peach.
Yeah.
This was one that was on a lot of the lists for nonfiction, and I do think Lacey would like it. You and I have read this one, right? You read this?
Yep.
It's Coming Home, and it's Brittany Griner's memoir of her time in Russian prison. Pretty wild.
Yeah, that was actually my pick for staff pick.
Yeah,
favorite book of the year, because I guess I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to, so that's why I picked it, just because it's a lot. I'm not a huge sports fan,
Right?
If you haven't been able to tell, but it's more of like a story of resilience.
It's
in a lot of aspects of her life. So,
yeah, very fascinating person, and to have like come through this. I don't know. If you liked Orange Is the New Black, it kind of reminded me of that a little bit at times.
Yeah, there's definitely like some controversy. And so it's I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I did too. I liked it. You liked it. I don't think Lacey would though.
No,
Lacey would not like it. Your turn.
Although I think if she tried it,
right, we'd have to like fool her into reading another book about someone named Brittany, I think.
Okay, this one's called Lunar New Year Love Story by Jean Lewin Yang and
Lewin Pham.
Lewin Pham. And it's a teen graphic novel. So this is cool. And it's definitely a graphic novel. It has really cool pictures. Looks like it's
hefty.
Was this a staff pick?
It was.
I feel like this was probably a youth staff pick.
I believe it was.
She was destined for heartbreak, then fate handed her love. Love story.
Oh, we love love. As much as Lacey also loves love, I'm not sure that's one that she gravitates towards. Oh, this one has this little bookmark in it, and if you see this bookmark in a book at the library, it means that our colleagues Jen and Kelsey have interviewed the author on the First 50 Pages podcast, and they've had some really big names. Like just on this bookmark alone, we have Ruth Ware, who we're reading a Ruth Ware book for our reference roundtable read along. We'll be talking about a Ruth Ware book at the end of this month. Jodi Picoult, Kristen Hanna, we just mentioned her earlier, Eric Larson, some of these really big names. And then they've also talked with Leif Enger. I think this was pretty recent. And I know they really enjoyed their interview with him. And this is his novel, I Cheerfully Refuse. Let's see. It's the tale of a bereaved and pursued musician embarking under sail on a sentient Lake Superior in search of his departed, deeply beloved, book-selling wife. Rainy, an endearing bear of an orphan narrator, seeks refuge in the harbors, fogs, and remote islands of the inland sea. Encountering lunatic storms and rising corpses from the warming depths, Rainy finds on land an increasingly desperate and illiterate people, a malignant billionaire ruling class, crumbled infrastructure, and a lawless society. Amid the Gulliver-like challenges of life at sea and no safe landings, Rainy is lifted by physical beauty, surprising humor, generous strangers, and an unexpected companion in a young girl who comes aboard. This kind of definitely sounds like a Lacey book to me. Like the cold seaside location. Like, it seems literary.
Yes. Okay. With this one, The Light Eaters, How the Unseen World of Plant Intelligence Offers a New Understanding of Life on Earth by Zoe Schlanger.
That's a fun name.
Yeah.
Zoe Schlanger.
So it is a nonfiction book. Oh, I'm disappointed that there's
it was on the, it's not a staff one, it's from the lists.
Okay. And there's a quote on here by Robin Wall Kimmerer, who wrote Braiding Sweetgrass, which has had a resurgence. I guess.
We were just talking about that yesterday.
And she said a masterpiece of science writing. So I think I would trust her on that.
I would be really terrified to learn that like plants can think or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Groundbreaking exploration of the hidden world of plants. What it means to understand the astonishing capabilities of
these plants had better not be watching us.
Definitely. A lot of, if you enjoy like that narrative, like nonfiction,
like a nature documentary in a book,
narrative nature nonfiction. It seems like there's been a lot of those.
like what's his name? The guy who does all the documentaries with the British voice, David Attenborough. Like if those kind of documentaries were books, I think Lacey would give it a try.
I think so.
My turn?
Yep.
I can already tell Lacey would love this book. I've not read one sentence.
I have heard her say she's like
Immortals, I believe so. And this is Table for Two. So this is the author of Gentlemen in Moscow and the Lincoln Highway. Big name in the past decade, really. This is a collection of 6 short stories based in New York City, and then a novella set in the golden age of Hollywood. So the stories set in New York take place around the year 2000. Interesting choice of year. And then interesting. And the other one's set in the 1930s. So he's really a master of historical fiction. I've never read anything by him that's as recent as 2000. I'd be curious what that is like. It's called Table for Two.
Okay, let's go with this one. The Safe Keep, a novel by Yale Vanderwooden. I read that broken up because it is. Okay, this is fiction. I don't know anything about this book. Was this a staff pick or a list pick?
It was on the list.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. An exquisite, tense tale of desire, suspicion, and possession.
Ooh.
A house is a precious thing. It's 1961 in the rural Dutch province of...
Oh, Lord. Overijssel. I'm not Dutch.
Something that starts with over. Is quiet. Bomb craters have been filled, buildings reconstructed, and the war is well and truly over. So it's historical fiction. Interesting.
I really like that jacket design.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Or on the inside, what do you call it? It looks like tile.
It does. So cool. I don't know. Oh, I don't think Lacey would read.
Would maybe look at this beautiful design, but
maybe if it was more of like a mystery.
Yeah, I don't know if that one would. I don't think she would pick it up. I think she'd have to be like forced to read it. She might not hate it once she read it, but I don't think she'd gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
I
don't think it would.
Oh, this one was one of my favorites. This was one of my submissions. Like the Brittany Griner was yours to the staff list. I sent this one in. It is Our Kindred Creatures: How Americans Came to Feel the Way They Do About Animals by Bill Wasick and Monica Murphy. It is nonfiction, and it basically goes into the history of animal rights and the relationship between humans and animals, not just like farm animals and pets, but like the entire animal kingdom in America, and how many like concepts and ideas and feelings, emotions that we have about animals really are from America and from conversations that started here. It's really eye-opening. There's parts of it that are maddening, parts of it that were jaw-dropping. It's really fascinating stuff, and I didn't realize how much like animal rights have been intertwined into so many other discussions throughout American history. So if you're a big history buff or just like learning about animals, I think you would like this. I don't think Lacey would like it because it does deal with animal cruelty, and I know that's a deal breaker for her. So yeah, I don't know if you guys would get into it, but it's good.
Cool. I have seen this cover.
That was on the list, the best of.
Okay,
list.
This is called Colored Television by Danzy Senna. It's also a Good Morning America book club pick. The fiction. It says a brilliant dark comedy about love and ambition, failure and reinvention, and the racial identity industrial complex from the best-selling author of Caucasia. So, Angeles.
It's the one about the TV writer.
I think, yeah.
I've heard of this one. It is getting a lot of
too.
buzz. It sounds.
Miranda July, that wrote all the first that we did, she has a quote on here that didn't stop turning the page. And only when it was all over did I realize what Senna had done. Addictive, hilarious, and relatable, yes. But Colored Television is after something larger and more elusive, very modern reckoning with the ambiguities triangulated by race, class, creativity, and love.
Ooh, that's a lot.
That sounds really good.
It does sound really good. It's a lot to deal with. Cool cover too,
It
very
is really
Sarah
cool.
colors.
Yeah.
It, like reading the synopsis of it and what you just read, it sounds like a satire of race relations that would maybe appeal to people who really like James. So if you
Yeah.
liked James, I would maybe recommend this as a read alike. I do think Lacey would pick this one up. And
I would say no.
you think no? I trust you then. We'll
I
put
don't
it-
think so. Just because there's a quote from Miranda July. I think
You're
that
correct.
would make her be like, no.
You're correct. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, if Miranda July
she's
endorses the
done with that.
book, I think Lacey would say no. So you're right.
Yeah. Anne says she is excited to read Table for Two by Amber Tolles, and she loved Gentlemen in.
Cool. Well, then I'm sure
Yeah,
you'll like this
I
one.
bet so. Yes, for sure.
It's interesting. I haven't read any of his shorter fiction too. His books are usually so
Yeah,
long.
that's what I was gonna say. His books have always seemed so daunting to me that maybe in like bite-sized,
Hmm.
I could do something.
I do think he's just a master of historical fiction, and I'm always
Yeah.
fascinated by somebody who can do a time period really well. All right. This one is 54 Miles, a novel by Leonard Pitts Jr. And it is a historical page turner about a family forced to grapple with its past amid a flashpoint in the American Civil Rights Movement. In March 1965, young Adam, raised in Harlem by his white father George and black mother Thelma, returns to his parents' home state of Alabama to join in the voting rights campaign, only to be brutalized in the Bloody Sunday melee. He is still recovering when he is struck with a heavy emotional blow, learning of a grim family secret that sends him spiraling further into danger and drawing Thelma back to the South. She both hates and fears. So a family drama set in a historical reality surround like the events. Like if you've seen the movie Selma, this is the bridge. Edmund Pettit, I think, is the name of that bridge. So 1960s civil rights history with some family drama thrown in there. This was a staff pick. I'm not sure by who. What do you think? Do you think Lacey would like this one?
I would say no.
She's-
I feel like if it was a nonfiction book on the topic,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Like a historical fiction in the purest sense, I don't know if that's her bag.
Right, just like a literary fiction.
Right.
I feel like it has to have some
Right. Like an intrigue to it.
like a
And-
modern book. I know she likes classical.
Mhm. All
I would
right.
say
In the no pile it goes.
Okay.
She'll correct us if we're
no.
wrong.
She will.
We told her to watch.
Okay, this one's called Long Island Compromise, a novel by Taffy Brodesser Ackner. Said. It's kind of a hefty book. An exhilarating novel about one American family, the dark moment that shatters their suburban paradise, and the wild legacy of trauma and inheritance. From the author is he wrote, or she, I don't know,
It's she, I think.
she wrote, Fleischman is in trouble. So
Remember Fleischman is in Trouble being really popular like 4
I do
years ago.
too, yeah.
And they made it a show, I think it was on Hulu, maybe
Okay.
with Lizzie Kaplan was in it.
Yeah, it actually sounds takes well, starts in 1980. Says, were we gangsters? No, but did we know how to start a fire?
Ooh, I'm
Sounds
intrigued.
kind of good. I do like
Mm. I like the 80s setting too, and the color scheme is very me. You know, I love a good orange, green, and blue.
like a little.
What about Lacey? Nah.
No, you might surprise us all. Who knows?
We're about even with the piles though. It's
Yeah.
getting like neck and neck. All right, let's see. I'm gonna grab this one. Nonfiction. It appeared on a lot of the best of lists. I know it came from there, and it's called this. It is called "There's Always This Year" on Basketball and Ascension by Hanif Abdurraqib. And if you recognize that author name, it's because he wrote A Little Devil in America, which has also been an adult summer reading book. I don't know if it was this year or the year before, but I know recently that was on the summer reading list, and a lot of folks read that one. So if you enjoyed his writing there, you might like this one. It is a poignant personal reflection on basketball life and home, growing up in Columbus, Ohio in the 1990s. He witnessed a golden era of basketball. His lifelong love of the game leads him into a lyrical, historical, and emotionally rich exploration of what it means to make it who we think deserves success, the tension between excellence and expectation, yada, yada, yada. It's a triumph. So I think it's much like A Little Devil in America. It's essays on a subject, and it looks like there's poetry, all kinds of different forms sprinkled in here. Oh, and it looks like one of these is set to like the time of a basketball shot clock. That's kind of fun. So I really like this author. I really trust him as a writer. I don't know if I would have been interested in reading a whole book about basketball, but then we read that Brittany Griner book.
Yeah.
And after reading that, because you got to really like that game if you're going to go play in Russia in the off season, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, you have to make your money somehow, but I'm always intrigued about people who've devoted their lives to like one thing to this extent. So
yeah,
I would read this based off the author. I do not think Lacey would.
No, she likes the people.
Yeah, I don't know if
Love
basketball's her bag. I think she likes baseball.
Yeah. Okay, another one called Long Island.
Oh,
The
wow.
other one had Long Island Compromise.
So we have a Long Island theme.
Yep.
I can't do a Long Island accent.
This one's by Colm Toybin, and it's an Oprah Book Club book for this year.
I think it's a sequel.
It's a novel.
Is it?
Long Island is a spectacular, moving, and intense drama of secrecy, misunderstanding, and love. The story of Ilis Lacey. Oh, the complex and enigmatic character Colm Toybin introduced in Brooklyn, his beloved novel.
Okay.
So I guess I don't know if it's a sequel or it's just kind of like a
In the same world.
carryover. Yeah. So
I've never read Brooklyn. I know they made the movie with Saoirse Ronan a few years back of that one, and people really love that book.
yeah, it won a lot of awards. So
Brooklyn, Long Island is going to have one called Queens, Jersey City.
no. So I don't know. I would probably want to read Brooklyn first.
I feel like
But I don't know if you would have to.
I feel like Lacey probably has read Brooklyn. I feel like this is kind of.
I don't know on that one.
I'm gonna gamble, and I'm gonna put this in the Lacey would like this one. But Lacey, you tell me if I'm wrong. Oh, is
your
it
turn.
okay? Okay, I also think Lacey would like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
think so, right? It was a big deal this year when this book came out. It's Knife, and it's a memoir by Salman Rushdie, the ever controversial Salman Rushdie, Meditations After an Attempted Murder. So a lot of you probably remember him, I think it was from the 1980s, when he had a fatwa put on him, I believe, by the Grand Ayatollah for his book, The Satanic Verses. And so basically this man had a worldwide hit put out on him, and for decades now he's had like all this kind of protection. There's countries he can't go to, yada, yada, yada. It's one of the biggest stories in the world of like banned books, First Amendment, freedom to read, all of those kind of conversations. He was also really good friends with Carrie Fisher, like from Star Wars, which I didn't know. That's, yeah, right? Interesting. But this is his story about, it was in 2023. He was doing, no, it was 2022, August 2022. He was about to give a talk at the Chautauqua Institution. And basically this man rushed the stage and like started stabbing him. And he almost died. He lost an eye. So it's his meditations on like finally really being attacked, what that was like, how it's transformed him as a person, as a writer. It is really just meditations after an attempted murder. So if you like hearing about the after of something, you might like this one. This, just based off of it, I feel like this would appeal to any English major because I feel like Salman Rushdie's been one of the biggest stories in like English language literature for the past half century. I'm gonna put it in. Lacey would like it.
Okay. This one is called The Race to the Future. Nonfiction. It's 8,000 Miles to Paris, the adventure that accelerated the 20th century. And it's by Kaja St. Clair. Kaja. Okay, so it's kind of just like when automobiles were coming up, and it's 5 automobiles roar. June 10th, 1907, 5 automobiles roar over a starting line near the Forbidden City, their destination Paris. So it's like a worldwide
Like from
race.
China, the Forbidden City in Beijing to Paris? That's long.
Mhm.
I guess they do kind of say right in the title that it's a
Yep.
long journey.
So it's kind of just their adventures. So. Yep, the rise of the automobile as told through its sensational high-risk race across 2 continents on the verge of revolution.
Those
I'm
rickety
gonna say
old
yes
cars.
for Lacey on that.
I think so
because
too.
Historic.
It's old. And the cover looks like
Yeah.
an Agatha Christie novel. So
Yeah.
knowing that
And
that's
it's
kind of her
nonfiction.
dig.
And
I wonder if this is like kind of group. Remember when we did like the Olympics Jeopardy and we're talking about how many books about Paris came out in 2024 because there were the
Oh.
Paris Olympics?
yeah.
I feel like this was in that
Yeah.
big group of books about Paris that came out. And so I'm wondering how many books about Los Angeles we'll see
Oh, yeah.
coming out soon. That's where they are next. Yeah, she definitely would love it. And this next one is going to be the easiest. Lacey would like this of them all. It's Richard Osman's We Solve Murders.
I bet she's already read it.
Oh, I'm sure she's already read it. I'm sure she had it pre-ordered. He's the author of the Thursday Murder Club, which was another book Lacey had us read for our reference roundtable read along. And I thought I liked it just fine. You didn't care for it, but he writes mysteries that are like cozy adjacent, I would say, like kind of cozy, but he still has the grisly murder and stuff in there that like I would call it maybe PG-13 instead of R. I don't know. All I know is he's a very popular newer mystery author. Lacey loves him. It's guaranteed to be.
People love him. That's what number is that one in the series?
This is his new series, I think.
Oh, is it a new series?
So he has the Thursday Murder Club series. This is not in that world.
Okay.
And it doesn't.
It is, so it's number 1.
Yeah.
A new series.
I don't understand how authors can do 2 different series at the same time. That would break my brain. I would start putting characters in the wrong books.
Unless they just, I don't know. I guess I could sort of see it if they're just getting something new and then
Switch
it kind of like
out.
refreshes.
Right, because they have the formulas for
Yeah.
mysteries, but the characters are kind of what you get to play with. That makes sense to me. Has a cat on it too. You know, a mystery with a cat on the cover, even if it wasn't an author that Lacey we already know she loves. We'd put it in this pile based off that alone. Okay, I'll try to move this so you can see it. This is the Lacey would like, and this is the Lacey would not like. So far, she would like most of these, according to us.
Okay, we've got just a couple more here. This one's kind of accountable. The true story of a racist social media account and the teenagers whose lives it changed by Dashka Slater.
Yeah.
It's a teen nonfiction. So yeah, it's about basically like a private Instagram account that was used for racism and sexist memes, and the person who made it thought it was edgy humor, but basically it turned bullying. And
what year was that story? I feel like I remember that happening, hearing about
I don't
this.
even remember.
I've read this author's other book, The 57 Bus, and this author does like true crime nonfiction for young adults. It's really kind of, I don't know, more. There should be more true crime written for young adults. I think that's a market that's not necessarily untapped, but underserved.
Yeah.
Because an adult would enjoy this book too.
Yeah.
I know that, having read another Dashka Slater book.
Yeah, for sure.
And this
looks
was
like 2017, so it kind of basically goes through almost every day in 2017, like the dates and like how it unraveled and
right when school drama becomes a little too real.
Yeah.
And I know this came from the staff best of
Cool.
list. So, would Lacey like this?
I don't think she would.
I don't think she would. It's not.
I think she would care, but not.
She would care, but she wouldn't want to read about
She
a bunch
wouldn't
of high
wanna read
schoolers. I don't
No.
think. Okay. Oh, this is a hefty nonfiction one, and it is called "Everyone Who Is Gone Is Here: The United States, Central America, and the Making of a Crisis" by Jonathan Blitzer. Everyone who makes the journey faces a terrible choice. Hundreds of thousands of people arrive every year at the U.S.-Mexico border. They have traveled far from their homes. An overwhelming share of them come from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, although many migrants will come from farther away. Some are fleeing persecution, others crime or hunger. Very often, it will not be their first attempt to cross the border. They may have already been deported from the United States, but it remains their only hope for safety and prosperity. Their homes have become uninhabitable. They will take their chances. So it's clearly a deep dive into a subject that really touches all of us in some way. We read Solido for book club, not this year, but I believe the year before. And after reading that, I would love to read this. Oh, it has a blurb on the back from Patrick Radden Keefe, who did Empire of Pain and Say Nothing. And this reminds me of something that I feel like he would write. I remember learning that like a lot of migrants coming through the U.S.-Mexico border are from other countries, and the journey's even longer than you think. It's devastating, but I think critical reading, it's important to engage with it, whether you read a book this thick or find something a little bit more compact. Would Lacey read this? Would she want to? I don't know if she would gravitate to it, but I don't think she would mind reading it. But I'm going to go put it in the not... Lacey would not like this pile just because I don't see her picking it up off the shelf on her own.
All right, last book.
Ooh.
It is All Fours by Miranda July.
Who made us read All Fours?
I did. And we had a lot of thoughts. When did we do that book?
August? Or somewhere around September?
Somewhere, yeah.
August.
So if you want to know all of our thoughts on this book, you can go
find...
back and watch the episode that we did for book club. It was the first time I ever picked a book for us to read that I had not previously read. So I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But how many lists did it appear on? It was up there.
It was up there with James in terms of how many lists it was on. James was alone in it, but I believe like the next bracket included All Fours. It was, it dare I say, beloved by a lot of people.
I have heard people say it's required reading. It's a modern classic, all the things. So I'm not upset that I read it. I would have read it. I just wouldn't have made
You would have probably told me about it.
Yes, Lacey. This is an absolute no for Lacey.
As much as we know that Lacey would love and has probably already loved reading this book, we can confidently say that this goes in the Lacey would not like this pile because she did not like this.
She read it, but she did not like it.
I found myself thinking about it often, and I feel like I reference it with you and Lacey, but in the way that I would an inside joke, where it's, I don't know, there's a lot of silliness in this book. You enjoyed it. We still are, I don't know, I still really want to hear from somebody who's really, really loved this book. So if you loved All Fours Miranda July, if this was your best book of 2024, please let us know in the comments what it is that really appealed to you.
I'm
curious.
Like different people could probably relate to different aspects of it. Might have a different...
I don't know. It feels like people are acting like this book does a lot of things that are brand new that haven't been done in a book before. I don't know if I agree with that. It kind of felt like a lot of conversations that we've already had in books. That's my hot take. So that's definitely on the Lacey would not like this pile. So that was this one. And then this was the pile of books that we think Lacey would like.
So about half and half.
Really. Yeah, it is really a half and half split, which makes sense. I mean, if we were doing this for ourselves, it probably would also be about half and half. It's funny how the best of lists really do show like such an interesting cross section. I mean, you can kind of zhuzh with the camera here so you can see, but look at this variety of books that just came out in one calendar year. Like, and this isn't even scratching the surface. This is just the best of lists and the books that people who work at the Sioux City Public Library like the best. And look, they're already stacked so high that I have to poke my head over them. So looking at this makes me really excited about all the books that are going to come out in 2025. Do you have any that you're looking forward to, you know of?
Not that I can think of.
Off the top of my head, I don't either. Although I am on hold for the Gypsy Rose Blanchard tell-all book.
I'll probably read that.
I figured you would too. I don't know if Lacey will, but
No,
I thought you might read that one.
Yeah, I might have to read it.
There's a lot coming out in the next year, so stay tuned to Reference Roundtable. We'll do, actually, next week, the plan is to have another new book unboxing episode. We have a lot of new books on their way for this brand new year, so if you enjoy seeing what's coming out and what's new, keep watching, and then maybe next year we'll wrap up 2025 and we can kind of take a look back on the year and see what kind of trends I know we saw a lot of Long Island today. Did you see anything else that seemed the 60s?
The 60s.
60s,
yeah.
70s, 80s, like mid-century America seemed big.
Yeah.
Long Island appeared twice, which is maybe not a trend, but strange.
Yeah. There's a lot of variety in there.
It really is. Paris books were big. We only had one like really genre fiction, that sci-fi book. Not a lot of horror, which is usually quite popular. But if there's a book that you read that came out in 2024 that you think should be on every best of list, or was your favorite book that came out in 2024, we'd love to hear about that one as well, or about all of those as well. We'll be back next week, Thursday. Lacey should be here, so we'll hear from her if she thinks we were correct or not. We'll check in with her at the top of the episode. But then we'll get into unboxing some 2025 books. So I'm really excited to get the year started. And if you'd like to read along with us for Lacey's pick for our Reference Roundtable read along, which we've mentioned a few times today, that's just the episodes we do. We kind of have an informal book club where the three of us read a book together and invite you to read along with us. Then we have a whole episode where we talk about it in the comments with you. We did All Fours for you. Permission to Speak was my choice. That was our last one. And Lacey's book selection is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware.
Yep.
And I always want to say Rachel Ware because I went to high school with someone named Rachel Ware. But The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. It's a mystery. Ruth Ware's been interviewed by our colleagues. I've never read any of her books. I am next on the list for it on Libby, so I'll be reading that soon. We'll discuss that end of January.
There's 5 weeks in January.
5 weeks in January.
The last one.
So you have a few weeks if you want to read along with us and join that conversation. But otherwise, we will see you next week, same time, same place. Happy New Year. I hope you read a lot of amazing books in 2025, whatever they may be. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.